Hey, this is Dave C., and we are back. We are Indiana Radio 267 slash Brownsburg on Facebook. We are Indiana Radio 267 slash Brownsburg on YouTube, and we are on Brownsburg free advertising chatter, where all your advertising that you put on is free. Got a PSA, got an announcement coming. Get it to us, get it on, get it out there.
June 6th, 1944. Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy, France in the D-Day invasion of World War II. Commanding the massive operation, General Dwight Eisenhower, who tells the troops,
"You are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you."
Years later, D-Day veteran Vernon Broska recalls what he saw on the beaches firsthand.
The destruction and the death, the bodies laying all over. And in other words, I've seen death before, but this was the ultimate, as I would say.
1982, in the Mideast, Israel invades neighboring Lebanon to drive out Yasser Arafat and his Palestinian fighters. Months later, Arafat and the PLO leadership leave Lebanon, relocating to Tunisia in North Africa. Israel withdraws most of its troops 3 years later, but holds a border zone in South Lebanon until 2000. 1985, in Brazil, authorities exhume a body later identified as remains of Josef Mengele, the fugitive Nazi doctor. Known as the Angel of Death, Mengele performed cruel medical experiments on inmates of the Auschwitz concentration camp during the Holocaust. In 1933, the first drive-in movie theater opens in Camden, New Jersey. Drive-ins become a pop culture sensation across the United States in the first few decades after World War II.
Mexico is hitting the U.S. with tariffs of its own after the U.S. imposed tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and the European Union last week. Mexico promised retaliatory measures after the U.S. announced it would go forward with its plan to impose steel and aluminum tariffs. Mexico, like Canada and the EU, is a U.S. ally, and the announcement didn't go over well. Mexico plans to tax about $3 billion worth of U.S. goods, including whiskey, cheese, and pork. And these aren't just randomly selected goods. The tariffs are meant to negatively affect areas of the country that supported President Donald Trump in 2016. Vice President Mike Pence's home state of Indiana is one of the biggest pork producers in the U.S. China put its own tariffs on American pork earlier this year. The EU and Canada have also promised retaliatory tariffs.
For the first time in its history, the Cuyahoga County Animal Shelter had to close today as volunteers and staff worked to stop the spread of an unknown but deadly illness for dogs. Officials say 5 young dogs that were recently brought in as strays died from the respiratory illness. And News 5's Jordan Vandenberg joins us live from CCAS with more on what the staff is doing, Jordan, to stop the spread.
Well, in simple terms, it is cleaning, a whole lot of cleaning, 2 days worth of cleaning, in fact. All of it, officials say, with the dog's health in mind. On the doors of the Cuyahoga County Animal Shelter is the sign that they didn't want to place, but felt like they had to.
We live for these dogs, so protecting them and making sure that they're healthy is the crux of everything we do. So we want to take all the proper precautions and make sure that we have touched every inch of this building.
And that's exactly what they did, cleaning hallways and kennels and everything in between. 5 young stray dogs brought in the past 3 weeks have all died from an unknown illness. It's the first time ever the shelter has been closed for this reason.
Our team has been pretty busy today, tearing this building apart, cleaning everything, washing everything, doing just double duty to what they normally do. Obviously, you see the dogs are getting out for walks. We want to make sure that their routine stays the same and that they're doing healthy things, but also that we're just keeping a closer eye on them.
The shelter's vet is working with specialists to pinpoint where the illness came from.
I've canceled the August recess. We have a lot of important work to do as a result of unprecedented obstruction. For example, we've had 100 cloture votes in the first 2 years of this president. Only 24 cloture votes in the first 2 years of the last 6 presidents on nomination. Just to sum it up, I think we have enough work to do for the American people that we should be here during these weeks. I hope we'll get greater cooperation, but everybody should anticipate that we will be here as I announced today.
As you just heard from the majority leader, we're going to be spending a considerable amount of time here in August. We Democrats welcome this additional time because it gives us the opportunity to address an issue that's on the top of the mind of so many of the American people, and one that Republicans have badly mishandled up to this point: health care. We welcome the opportunity to address it, and we're going to work very hard in August to require our Republican colleagues to do something about it.
Out on video, death wish after his wife is killed and his daughter is put into a coma during a violent home invasion. Trauma surgeon Paul Kersey becomes outraged when the police confess that it's unlikely that they'll solve the horrific crime. He decides to take justice into his own hands, using his access to injured criminals at his hospital to gain information and becoming a vigilante who turns into a local sensation when his actions are caught on camera and is uploaded to the internet. Director Eli Roth. This stars Bruce Willis, Vincent D'Onofrio, Elizabeth Shue, and Camila Morrone. Dean Norris and Bo Cap. That came out in 2018. It's 107 minutes long, and it is action-oriented. Hey, do you want to become part of the Purdue Extension Network? The Purdue Master Gardener Program makes the latest information about gardening and home horticulture available to people just like you and me, individuals with a deep interest in gardening. Purdue Master Gardener volunteers can help others grow by sharing what they learn and by leading educational gardening activities in their communities. The Master Gardener Program model began in 1972 in Seattle, Washington, in response to public demand for home gardening information. Indiana's program started in 1978 with 4 counties gain gardening knowledge and skills. As part of the program, you'll attend 12 to 18 weeks of classes. Each class lasts 3 to 4 hours. You'll learn more about plant science, plant nutrition, social science, pest identification, diagnosis and control of animals, insects, plant diseases, and weeds, pesticide safety, and pesticide alternatives, care of specific plant types, home lawns, vegetables, woody ornamentals. In addition, you'll learn about home fruit production. Hey, you want to give them a call at 765-494-1296 or PurdueMG@purdue.edu. The cost of this program is $100 to $200 for materials and expenses. That's becoming a master gardener. If you are headed south today to Lexington, Kentucky, then you're going to find mostly cloudy skies right now, 61 degrees, going up to a very nice, comfortable 78. The winds are out of the west at 5. Humidity is 87%, and the sun will set at 8:58 p.m. Partly sunny, pleasant today. Tonight dropping down to a low of 54. Thursday up to 85, partly cloudy. And Friday partly cloudy with a high of 90. So it's going to get warm over the next couple days if you are headed to Lexington, Kentucky. This is Dave C. going to drop out for a quick break here, but coming right back. So stick around.